Hey everyone, it is Havel High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. This is the February 2019 edition of Best Teams on Global, and boy do we have some changes. We all know that the movie banners have dropped on Global, and the arrival of Gogeta Blue and Full Power Broly have really shaken things up, and can't wait to show you where those units fit in on this edition of Best Teams. If you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. Now, if you've never seen this series before, I've been doing this for over a year. The term best teams is my opinion and purely subjective. There is no official tier list or best team rankings from Akatsuki or Bandai, and any references or research sources will be linked in the description below. A lot of good stuff down there, so definitely check out all those links in the description. So last month I did come up and introduce a new scoring system, but I just scrapped that. While it did help my decision in picking the best teams, I found it to just be too technical for my liking to present it to you guys, so I went back to the old way of presenting and the old style. So helping you guys understand how I judge these teams, I look at various different things. Of course, I look at leader skill, damage output is very important, passive, SAs, specials, overall links, HP, defense, bench, flexibility. Just overall effectiveness and viability is really what I'm looking at. So how I build the teams, of course you have to have a leader. You're going to run 3 different damage dealers, primarily a flex in the 5th spot and a support unit in the 6th spot. Now, you don't have to run a support unit, but I do find it really useful that the 6th slot is a supporting floater. So hopefully this gives you a little bit more understanding on how I build the teams and of course how I rank the teams. So let's go into review last month's rankings. The top spot went to Patara, which he hasn't relinquished it in like 7 months since its introduction to the game. And however, the crown will be taken away from Patara this month. That's right, we will have a new #1 spot, and I look forward to showing you who it is. And basically this is the rest of the top spots you can see there. Now, one big note, one big change in this video here is that since the introduction of dual category leads, first with Hit and now with Gogeta and Broly, I've eliminated 4 teams in the top 10, thinking really it would be redundant for me to go over those teams because those teams would have a better leader in general. So I was rethinking Full Power with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but because a lot of people might think 150 across the board is better than Broly secondary, but I just ended up leaving it out. Now at the end of the video I will add those teams back in a summary, so definitely look out for that. So let's go over 2 honorable mentions before we reveal the top 10. So the first honorable mention is actually talking about LR, Trunks, and Mai. A lot of people might even forgot that this banner dropped because Broly and Gogeta's shadow is just so big. But yes, a new category was introduced in Time Travelers, and LR, Trunks and Mai, was the leader. Category Ki +4, HP and attack defense 130%, with a secondary leader skill of Super Strength, Ki +4, HP and attack defense 100%. Now, you typically have to run mostly all Time Travelers on this team to have the Trunks Mai's full buff, but it's an okay team. It looks good. It's running a lot of LRs, which is great. It has one of my favorite 1-2 punches in LR Rosmasu and Strength Rose. But at 130% across the board, it's underwhelming. It's not cracking the top 15, but definitely a honorable mention here. And with that, we have the LR, Trunks, and Mai with the Time Travelers. Now, the funny thing is, this leader here isn't going to be the primary Dokkan Fest leader. It's going to be Int Goku Black, which in my opinion is probably going to be the next Dokkan Fest after the movie banner. So, all right, next honorable mention. The reason why this is honorable mention because you can run both Gogeta and Broly on the same team. That's right, Transformation Boost with Super Buu, or Transforming Super Buu. This team is actually really good for that it doesn't have to run an LR. This is probably the hardest hitting and best team without running an LR, And but you can run LR. You can run LR Cell on this team. You can run a multitude of different freezes. That typically links a little bit better. This team here doesn't really link very well with Super Boo, especially with like Gogeta and Broly. I think it only shares like one link, and that is not even a key link. But like I said, honorable mention. I actually could have put this team in the top 10. I left it out because it does have some shortcomings, and but overall, it is a good honorable mention. In transformation boost, key plus 3 HP and attack and defense 150% with a extreme strength, key plus 3 HP and attack and defense 90%. Transforming Super Boo coming in at as an honorable mention. So let's now talk top 10. That's what you guys wanted to see anyway. So here are the best teams on global in my opinion. Now remember, I dropped 4 teams out of the top 10. Thus, one team crept back up, and I'm happy to say the reintroduction of the Android category MVP 17 is number 10. Good to see him back. So Android category, key plus 3, HP attack 170% and defensive 130 with a secondary leader skill of super physical type, key plus 3, HP attack and defense 90%. This team is fun. It's a great team. It does have AoE on there. It's a crazy support defensive team. Right, so this team is just hard to kill, and it tanks very well and synergizes pretty well, as you know, of course, all androids here, but it just doesn't do that much damage comparable to the ones that are above on this one here. There's teams that actually hit harder than this team that's below this, but because of its defensiveness and overall usefulness, I just kept it at number 10. It was just good to see it back. The bench is also very limited, primarily defensive units. The offensive units aren't really that great, but hey, you know what? Defense can win championships. So for you Android fans out there, it did reach back up to the top 10. I don't know if it'll still be there next month, but with that coming in, number 10, Android category, MVP 17. So holding strong to number 9, that didn't change at all from last month, is Angel Golden Frieza and Resurrected Warriors. So this team got a little bit of a buff because of Kid Buu, but still I think number 9 is a good spot for here. So Resurrected Warriors category, key plus 3, HP 130%, attack and defense 170%, with a secondary leader skill of int, key plus 3, HP and attack and defense 50%, which isn't really viable anymore, that 50% secondary. So just look at him as really one leader skill, really. But if you look at this team, you're like, oh wow, you can run 3 summonable LRs with a free-to-play LR. Well, yeah and no. I did just put all the LRs up there, but primarily you're going to be running the TURs along with the LR Broly and Bojack. You want to run those TURs there. To have the biggest problem if you're running this team here is the links. So if you have the TURs, it will link well. If you don't, you're going to have trouble with that. So the synergy of this team is very good if you have the right units. But the bench really is very, very limited in Resurrected Warriors. Hopefully they would bump that up a little bit. But yeah, overall, it's good enough to stay in the top 10. But it needs a little bit more buffing, in my opinion. So coming in at number 9 is Angel Golden Frieza, Resurrected Warriors. Number 8. This team has just free fell. That's crazy. Coming in at number 8 is Super Saiyan 3 category with int Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. Category key plus 3, HP 130%, attack and defense 170%, with a secondary leader skill better than Resurrected Warriors in Super int key plus 3, HP and attack defense 90%. This team is literally the same team that was put together when Super Saiyan 3 Bardock came out. And that was a long time ago. It has not gotten an upgrade. There's no other really units that you can really run on this team because it's primarily over in a flash, so you're limited on flexibility. And yes, it is one of the hardest hitting teams in Dokkan, but remember, offense is not the only thing I look at. Synergy is really good, key links, things of that nature, but the defense is below par comparable to all the other teams. Even though it has 170% defense as its leader skill, it just doesn't have, each individual doesn't have his own passive. So, and then that troublesome Super Saiyan 3 Goku there as the support unit. You might want to even switch him out for the Int Goku there. It's just problematic, that transforming mechanic. So anyway, nothing much has changed except for his ranking. Just continues to go lower and lower and lower. Hopefully Super Saiyan 3 gets upgrade in the future. But coming in number 8, Super Saiyan 3 category, Int Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. Number 7, still surprising, 130% single leader skill is holding strong at number 7, lucky number 7. That is Evolution Vegeta in the Pure Saiyans category. Ki plus 3 HP and defense 170% with attack at 130. I just put flexes on everything because the reason why it's at number 7, that bench strength is the best. It's the best bench in Dokkan. Because it's Pure Saiyans and this is the Goku show. This is Ko Vegeta. There is the primary characters are those characters, and you can have a lot of choices here. And it got a strong upgrade to Pure Saiyans here, and that's the introduction of physical Super Saiyan Broly. He goes into the 5th flex position there, but in reality, you can run the LR Broly with the physical Broly. You're going to have Evolution Vegeta as a floater, and then have Majin Vegeta and LR3 Ku rocking it there. So anytime you can run LR3 Ku, Majin Vegeta, and LR Broly in the same team and still be viable, yeah, you're definitely in on the top spot. But you can also flex all that stuff out and put a completely different amount of units on here, all viable there. UI Goku, Tech Gaku I just added on there as just an option, but there's just a litany of different units you can use. Now it did also get a support buff in Paragus as well, so if you don't have the AGL Turles, that fits very well there. So coming in number 7, Pure Saiyans, lucky number 7, Evolution Vegeta. Number 6, no surprise, still holding strong, is Realm of Gods, UI Goku. UI Goku, his age is a lot longer in global than it is on JP because he was introduced much earlier than when JP introduced. So Realm of Gods is still holding steady. It also got an upgrade. So Realm of Gods, Ki plus 3, HP and attack and defense 150% across the board, with a secondary leader skill in Ki plus 3, HP and attack and defense 50%. Like I mentioned in Resurrected Warriors, Realm of Gods really just has one leader skill. So yeah, I love this team. It's a very fun team. It got the upgrade from AGL Gogeta. That goes into that 4th damage dealing spot, and you're actually gonna flex. You can flex out Tech Vegeta Blue. Anytime you could flex out Tech Vegeta Blue and replace him, and he's not best in slot there, you're doing something good. This team is fantastic, and I still love running LR Rosemasu and Strength Rose as a main rotation. But fantastic team, and you can run UI Goku with Gogeta. You can run put a Jiren in there. You can do a lot of different things. The bench is really nice, and it also has an incredible support unit in West Kai with that 40% buff, along with that critical support there as well. So all in all, number 6, really strong spot for Realm of Gods. Will still continue to get better. Realm of Gods, number 6, UI Goku. All right, so that does it with 10 through 6. Let's look at the top 5. So coming in at number 5 is the Tech Extreme Hit and the first and global exclusive dual category leader, Universal 6 category lead, Ki plus 3, HP and attack defense 170% across the board, and Universal Survival Saga, Ki plus 3, HP and attack defense 150. This is probably the best leader skill when it comes to the stats wise. If it's 170 plus 150, which is incredible when we first saw that. However, the categories in itself is limited, especially Universe 6. Universal Survival Saga is not bad, it's pretty good, but Universe 6, very, very limited. But you're going to run a combination of it here. So the funny thing about this team is if you're going to face an enemy that is not immune to stun, they're done. They're going to get hit by hit, in a sense, twice, with 2 hits as the leaders. Those 2 stun. Then Jiren stuns and is passive, and then Frost stuns as well. So if any point in time that enemy is stunned, they are pretty much dead because they just hit hard, and Jiren has that guaranteed crit if they're stunned. Yeah, just incredible. Now, if you do come across someone who doesn't who has immunity versus stun, well, guess what? You're running LR Friku, one of the hardest hitting, if not the hardest hitting LR in the game, along with support by MVP 17, and you're just be crushing that unit if he is immune to stun. So pretty incredible there. So this team, fantastic, coming in at number 5, has a decent bench. You can also run a full Universe 6 team with Kefla, KO. You can run Champa as a support unit. That's always fun to do as well. But coming in number 5, the Extreme Tech Hit dual category leader, Universe 6 and Universal Survival Saga. Amazing unit, or amazing team. So number 7, I'm gonna probably hear it from you guys on number 4. I'm gonna hear it from you guys, and it kind of slipped there. It is, yes, Universe 7. Representative Universe 7 is the number 4 best team in Global Dokkan. Now let me explain. Some of you guys are like, oh, that's still number 1. Yeah, I understand what your thoughts are. Yes, Representative Universe 7 has the highest leader skill, singular leader skill in category Ki plus 3 HP and Tech Defense 177%, with a secondary leader skill of Tech Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense 90% with the leader in LR Friku. But that's really what you're just running, is LR Friku. So the holes really is you can run pretty much anyone else that falls into the U7. You know, you're using UI Goku and Evolution Vegeta there, but you can use other units. But you're just focusing on the main rotation of LR Friku with Android 7, MVP 17. And then the big hole is you do have to put the Tech Tien in that first slot to reduce attack. And if he gets hit a bunch of times, then, you know, in a sense, you lose that opportunity for reduction of attack. Now, you also find that in the future there are going to be bosses that reduce attack is going to be immunity to. So if that happens, this team is still good. It's just not as good as we all think it is, because it is the hardest hitting team in Dokkan still. But you know, I think the other teams that I have in the top 3 are better overall than this team. That's all I can tell you. I did the whole scoring thing as well, and it still proves my point. I think I put them at the right spot, but I'm ready for you guys' comments, so I'll have it on there. So coming in at number 4, Representative Universe 7, LR Friku. All right, top 3 time. So the King's crown has broken, and the crown has been taken away from the number 3. It not only dropped from number 1, it dropped all the way to number 3, and that is the Potara category leader in LR Super Vegito. Ki plus 3 HP and attack 170%, defense 130 with the secondary leader skill of int Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense 90%. Number 3, still a great spot. One of my favorite teams of all time. It's sad to see him in the 3rd spot. It was tough for me, but it is justified. And I say it every single month. There's no other team that can do all the things that Potara can do. It does have a transformation with, of course, they increase 100% of your HP returned back to you. You can also heal. So LR Rosemasu does that. You have a unit that can buff and support in Ki with Strength Rose. You have multiple attacks by Tech Vegito Blue. You have another a buff in attack with Super Vegito with counters. You have a great support unit. You have a solid bench. You can take out those flex units and put in to different units so you can run LR Super Vegito on the main rotation versus what I'm showing here. A lot of things you can do. There's no other team like it, but still it is overshadowed by the top 2. But so coming in at number 3, Potara LR Super Vegito, which leaves the 2 brand new units, Gogeta, Broly. Where do they land? Who's number 1? Who's number 2? Coming in at number 2 is Movie Heroes Super Saiyan Gogeta transforming into Gogeta Blue. Movie Heroes category Ki plus 3 attack 170%, HP and defense 150 with a secondary leader of Fusion category Ki plus 3 attack 170%, HP and defense 130. A lot of you guys think this is maybe number 1, but I think it's definitely number 2. This unit itself, I think it's better than Broly, but the team is fantastic. So let's talk about the pluses before I talk about the minuses. You're running LR Super Vegito. You're running, or not Super Vegito, I'm sorry, LR Gogeta. LR Freeku. No, 3Ku. Man, I'm getting all mixed up here. Alright, LR Gogeta, LR 3Ku, EZA Strength Gogeta. You're running Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, can be flexed out to, you know, the Tech Godku. You can put in Fizz tanks there. A lot of different uses there. And you have a defensive support and a key support in Great Saiyan Man. Now, if you want an attack support, you can put Pandel on there. Or this actually could be really one of the first teams I say, you know what, you should probably not run a support at all, because all these units synergizes really well together and does just amazing damage. So definitely in the top echelon of damage dealers when it comes to Dokkan here. And so maybe take out Great Saiyan Man and add the Tech Godku there, or Fizz tanks or something of that nature. So amazing team. The only downfall here is that the support really isn't that great, and the categories are still very limited. Movie Heroes is bigger, but the fusion category is still fairly small. So when you add them together, it's not a abundance of choices. Primarily this is the team that you're going to be running. You're not going to be able to flex a lot of different other units out, but if you do have these units, it is pretty unstoppable. And when Gogeta transforms into Gogeta Blue, oh yeah, it's unstoppable. So but it takes 5 turns, and that's an issue as well. But 2 is not bad of a spot. So coming in number 2, Super Saiyan Gogeta transforming into Gogeta Blue, Movie Heroes category and Fusion category. Coming in number 1 then is its namesake in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and that is Broly. Movie bosses and full power category leader, key +3, 170%, and attack 170%, HP and defense 150%, with a secondary full power category key +3, attack 170%, HP and defense 130. Super Saiyan Broly transforming into full power Broly. Yeah, it's the new king. No doubt about it. Look at this team. You're able to run a 170% attack on Broly. With Broly, you have 2 Brolys, you have 2 AoE units. That's incredible. You have a 170% nuker. Yeah, that's crazy. That's Super Saiyan 2 Int Gohan, LR Gohan there is not only nuking, but starting at 170% times 2, you're looking at 340 right off the bat. And he's a floater on this team, I mean primarily, because you're running LR Freeku and Omega Shenron, so that you can run, you get that attack down with Omega Shenron, so reduction of attack, so that LR Freeku can get his maximum damage output there. And if you're running against super enemies, you can run that Turles, because he provides an attack down. And there is a AGL Tapion you can run as well to do that. But if you don't have those, you can run the better bench of this version versus like the Gogeta. Gogeta's Movie Heroes and Fusion is a lot less than Movie Bosses in Full Power, which has quite a bit of options there. But look at the bench there. I was like, man, I'm missing a few, right? And you might be thinking, yeah, you are missing a few. Yeah, that's right. Look at it. There's more. It's such a good bench that for sure this does prop up Broly as the best team. And not only that, think about all the modes on Dokkan. This team does it all, right? It's great with Dokkan events, of course. It's going to be great on Battlefield. It's great on SBR. It's probably the best on World Tournament, right? It does it all. There is no weakness in any of the modes either. You could run Boss Rush, no problem. So yeah, definitely this is the #1 spot, no doubt about it. Coming in, the new king, movie boss, full power, dual category lead, Super Saiyan Broly transforming into full power Broly. The new king has arrived. We'll see when he gets dethroned. So let's look at the summary of the best teams here. So that's what it looks like there. As you can see, the rest, the top 15 in a sense, the rest of it, you see Majin Boo there, the transforming Boo, future category, you know, some of the other ones that are down here below. So those will probably phase away pretty soon. Now if I were to add, I mentioned before, I'm going to add the categories that I did take out. That pushes everything down there. I think the fusion category stays enters at number 5 there. LR Gogeta. You have Super Saiyan 4 Goku in full power there, goes at number 7. Then you have Jiren in Universal Survival Socket at 8. And it was tough. I was like interchangeably either number 10 or 11 for movie bosses in Turles there. That's like 1A, 1B. So that's if I were to add the redundancy. So that's to help you guys out there. But this is the current best teams in my opinion in the February edition of Best Teams on Global. So with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I am sure I'm going to get some comments. Some of you guys are going to disagree. Let me know. I want to hear it from you. That if you agree or disagree with me. But thank you guys for watching. If you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Keep on Dokkaning, and we will catch you next time.